Yeah. On this lovely Sunday, beautiful afternoon, my man looking like,
Well, it's evening, son.
bruv, afternoon, evening, same difference. It's beautiful
Alright.
out there, mate. It is beautiful out there. Um, Big up A Awusu live. Lou Ben Drew. Come on, the fight is right. More strength. You know how we do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me great honor and pleasure, as we do every Sunday, to say these now immortal words: dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Look, I'm not only on a long talk, man. You got to start on this thing straight off of the bat because, like, ton, we got AJ Usyk in less than 2 weeks, and no one's not talking about the blinking fight.
Bro, it's a mad thing. It's the big, big contest. The only people talking about this thing is us.
Listen to me, yeah, and I think it's disgraceful, you know.
But it should be getting way more traction.
No, it's disgraceful. But I ain't gonna get into the politics or whatever you wanna go call it on this thing here. But the I'm looking at this thing right now, Anton. No talk about the fight. You know what I mean? I haven't seen not one advert. You know what I mean? One guy who sells fruits and that he did a little promo thing. He sent it to me and then man liked it up. I posted it yesterday. Right?
Okay.
He done his own promo thing. And I'm saying to myself, like, I'm keeping this thing 100. It seems like the whole industry is turning against Eddie Hearn, you know.
Talk
I'm,
the thing,
I'm telling you,
Spencer.
it seems like the whole industry has turned against Eddie Hearn because how can we see a unified heavyweight championship of the world? Yeah,
Mm,
right. A unified heavyweight championship of the world, right? AJ is looking to do something that only the great Muhammad Ali has done. Evander Holyfield actually won a world title 4 times, but Lennox was seen as a premier heavyweight champion at the time, right? But Ali was the most prominent one when he beat.
we're getting some feedback, Spencer. Is
You
that
get some feedback?
is that your phone? Your phone.
It could
That's
have
a
been. I'll put
problem.
the phone on the floor now. Sorry.
Yeah.
No feedback now?
No, it's good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was actually the phone. My apologies, man. Yeah, so I'm just looking at this thing now, and I'm saying to myself, yeah, I get why, like, Sky bought the fight. Yeah,
Yes.
Sky bought the fight, and I'm telling you again, yeah, big up Marks. I'm telling you again, Sky did not outbid the zone for the fight, right? The Saudis, let's call it as it is. The Saudis went with Sky because they're a bigger broadcasting company than the zone, and they said they want more eyeballs on this thing because the Saudis are pushing hard for this 2030. 2030 is this new expansion of Saudi Arabia where you know what I mean they've built up some mad complex out there. They're doing mad things to bring eyeballs to the country because they are. Now, I want to know this, Ton, and I'm asking you this question as well. We have now seen, like, I remember when Eddie Hearn came into the game and he started promoting, and if we go back towards like 2010, right? He was taking fighters out of contract with Frank Warren, right? And the thing was, Frank Warren was the baddie. Look how he's handled everyone, blah 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 blah, and all the rest of it. And what's the words by Nietzsche? Be mindful of the monsters that you fight, because in essence you can become that monster yourself. Because if you look long enough at the abyss will stare back at you. So all when they're all trying to ban Frank Warren and all the rest of it, hold up a second now. It seems like you're now taking on the same kind of behavior. Because now, all of the fighters who are with you, look, you saw Lerone Richards. Oh, why I've left Matchroom. He's gone.
Yes.
Right, we're
Yeah.
seeing all of these fighters that they're going and they're saying, right, um, we want to jump back now. We want to go. We want to be fighting on Sky, or even more so, the big boy move this week. Frank Warren, the Joseph Parker versus Joe Joyce fight, right,
Yep, on
is
BT.
is on BT. And
Yes.
and Frank one all bad up Ben Shalom and say, look, shut your mouth. Right. So I'm just letting man know this thing straight to him. I'm not playing around no more, you know, because I'm just listen, like I said, I'm back. Like
Yes. Yes.
I ain't no long talk, right? I'm not listen, you have to deal with people with your experiences that you get from them. So I'm not buying into next hearsay or all the rest of it or this, that, and all the rest of it and blah 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 blah. What I am saying is this. AJ has got the fight of his life because we've just seen the footage of Usyk and Usyk looked big Naras. He don't
Yeah.
look fat. He look big to
Like
him.
Hercules to me, bro. He look like Hercules. He looks like he means business. But having said that, I do feel invisible energy from AJ. AJ's got monster energy, and even more monstrous when he's focused and his eyes on the ball. But seeing those first clips of Usyk yesterday or today or whenever it was led me to believe or anticipate that this is going to be a great fight, Spence. This fight could end in a stoppage either way.
You know what? I agree with you. But you know what? Who is it? I was talking to Clifton Mitchell yesterday. And big up Clifton Mitchell with Sandy Ryan getting her rematch win.
Big up
Yeah,
Sandy
man,
Ryan.
got big up. And I spoke to Sandy. Like Clifton phoned me after the fight, and Sandy was in the change room. I said, no, I had to big them up because like Clifton Mitchell's company now ain't doing the security for Matchroom anymore.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're not doing it anymore. So like, Matchroom said they're gonna move in another direction, and they didn't hire them. And like Clifton was saying, like, yeah, watch. He said like everybody wanted us to lose when we turn up to the place, so we had to bust up the place. So big up Clifton Mitchell. I have to big
Chrissy
them up.
123 said, Usyk looks like he's on roadman science. Bro, Usyk
Turn.
looks serious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, but bro, I ain't seen no pictures of AJ yet. But I know AJ's on it as well.
No,
But
I've seen pictures of AJ. You know what I
yes,
mean? And AJ looks like he's on it. I just pray, please
I
God, that you are.
can feel it. I'm not. I don't really. Sometimes the eyes can lie. It's thought, feelings, and actions, and I tend to operate based on feelings. And I feel something in the air for AJ. I hope I'm personally backing him, regardless. Um, and it's a fight where I feel that we're all anticipating something big, something special to happen on that night. Carry on, Spence. Sorry.
Well, you know what? I'm looking, like I said, I'm looking forward to this fight. Really, really looking forward to this fight. Um, simply because I want to know, or we're gonna see what AJ has done in his training and what AJ has done in preparation mentally more than anything, right? Cause
Yes.
we all know that AJ trains hard anyway, so no one can't bring him to train harder. Because you trains hard, he trains hard,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I want to know what you're bringing, like technically and mentally, to this game, and we shall see. Because Robert Garcia, Robert Garcia, better be bringing something to the camp. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you should give me that 10%. I'll split with Tundi, five each.
5-5. I'm sure Mr. Garcia has bought something, and we've touched on it previously. And this fight is all about mindset. AJ has to have the correct mindset going into this fight, which I believe that he will have. We know it can't be a dilly dally, dance and prance kind of fight. This ain't the one. This is the one where you go in there, you display your superior strength, power, physicality, and you just broke up a man. That's what it's, bruv. We can all, give it the nice words and what have you. But when it comes down to it, someone has got to bite down on his gum on their gum shields and just go for it. In a methodical, technical way, roadman science doesn't mean you just go in there all swing gun blaze. It means that you have to be aggressive. Aggressive and aggression, in my opinion, is what is needed for this fight. You need a few warnings from the ref. Clap a man in the back of the head if you have to.
Tunde,
You know
Tunde.
what I'm saying?
If AJ don't lose a point in this fight, he's not fighting the right fight.
No, well, it's the mindset. The mindset. Yeah, listen, we're not asking him to go and break the Queensbury rules. That will be beyond us. But it
No,
definitely has to be.
Tunde, I am telling him to break.
Well,
Like
that's
that's
you.
you. You can
Don't
with your
try to tell me.
nice with your pearl white teeth. No, I'm telling you, AJ needs to break rules. AJ needs to punch arms, punch shoulders, punch in the back of the head, punch kneecaps, punch groin, everything to offset the mindset. And the next thing is this: Usyk can't take body shots, you know.
Yeah, but I said that from the first fight.
Right, Usyk can't take body shots.
But
I
it's
seen
not
one
that.
time I watched back the fight. I seen I think it was like round 4, AJ clapping with the left hook to the body, you know,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
never
yeah.
followed through on it.
But it's not that he can't take body shot. He's very good at evading it. Once he feels a little touch, he will go left, right, left, right. And for this fight, again, I've said it. You know, I'm not hiding it. There has to be a lot of movement both sides. You can't just think he's a southpaw. Let me move over to the left on the outside. You got to go inside, outside, inside, out, left, right. Twist him up and go forward. Obviously, and so it's a difficult one, and you know I say it week in week out. Boxing is the easiest sport to talk about, not so easy to do, mate.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? And it hasn't helped. Like, I'm gonna keep this thing 100 again, yeah? On like the lack of exposure at this fight. Because it's actually annoying me, Tundi.
Okay, yes,
No,
yes,
I'm gonna be real. It's actually annoying me on another level. And it hasn't helped. And Gareth A. Davis is a friend of ours. He's a friend of the show as well, right? But it don't help when Gareth A. Davis, yeah, will jump up on his pedestal and say, "Oh, AJ Usyk should have been back here in England. It shouldn't be in Saudi Arabia. Why should it be in Saudi Arabia when AJ's getting 35 million? Yeah, I mean Usyk's getting 35 million.
serious money.
Right, of course it's serious money. So how can we turn around and say the fight shouldn't be there? Listen, when you're world champion, you're not just world champion of Great Britain. You're not just world champion of London. You're
Yeah,
world champion of the whole wide world.
that's a great point.
Right. Because
That's a great.
I know when Muhammad Ali was world champion, he fought everywhere. Everywhere. The Thriller in Manila, what was that? What was that? Was that in Kentucky? You know what I mean? The Rumble in the Jungle, was that in Kentucky? That's where Ali was from. So we can't, you know what I mean? And then he moved to Chicago. We all know the reason why he moved to Chicago. You know what I mean? But we can't, when you're world champion, you're world champion. You're meant to be that. I mean, when Ali fought Joe Bugner, yeah, I mean, that was in Kuala Lumpur.
Yes, come
Right.
on,
That's when
the knowledge.
you're world champion, travel the thing. Right? Because, no. That's what I'm saying. Because I know like there's been a lot of money invested in, and remember, AJ's got life-changing money. Right? So, and when man is saying, oh, well, he's gone for the money. Hold up a second. It's called prize fighting.
What's supposed to go through for
Yeah,
sure, but
yeah. Big up Daniel Grace. Daniel, I'm gonna link you tomorrow as well, man. Big up for all your help and support. Right? So when you look at it, like, and also I'll be remiss, Tundi, if I don't mention Skill Challenge Entertainment that's putting this whole thing on, the Sports Ministry of Saudi Arabia and Prince Khalid. These men have come and put this thing on. So really and truly, the only reason why I'm backing it, because I'm just waiting for our lion to become world champion, and we can go out there and bust up some of their peas, right?
yeah. I mean, listen, it's a great fight. It's a massive fight, and it is. What would you say the reason is? What's the actual reason behind the fact of the lack of exposure for this fight? I know
I'm gonna
someone.
keep it 100. I think.
Wait. I know
Go on.
somebody has said that Sky started promoting it from yesterday. Um,
And the fight's 2 weeks away.
but the fight's 2 weeks away. Is that enough time? I don't know. But what would you say the reason is behind it, if there is actual reason?
Um, I think they're trying to teach. I think they're trying to teach Eddie Hearn a lesson. I think they're trying to push this. I really do. I think the mere fact of them winning not winning them bidding lower than the zone but getting the fight. I think I remember it's going to be an all-time high as well. I think it's like £26 for the fight if you want to buy the fight. I
Well,
think they try. I think I do. I think,
isn't that a bit high in the current situation, the
of course, it
economic?
is. Tunde, you, thank God it's sunny outside because you don't want to turn on your electrics or no heat in your house right now.
Trust me, electric is so high right now, fam.
Bro, I'm lighting candle in my house. Boy, I got a penny pinch now. This is.
Bro, I gotta turn off these studio lights, bro. Because, bro,
Tunde, listen. Thank you. What's that?
Nas, thank
Red
you for
Soldier said it's 26.90 for £27 for the fight done.
wow. Nas, thank you for the £4.49, £4.49. Sorry, he says it seems like Sky have bought this fight to shelf it to punish him for leaving. Is it this the beginning of end of Matchroom? Everyone seems to be leaving him. Well,
Well, you know what?
Matchroom is an organization. Eddie Hearn is an individual. So,
Yeah, yeah, but
but
exactly. Now I'm not saying like to go back to your question because it actually coincides with what Nas just said, right? Whatever you give out, that's what you're gonna get back. So respect begets respect. Simple as that. Now, I'm not banning Eddie Hearn because I think Eddie Hearn's been great for the sport. Right. I think especially for British boxing, I think he's been great for the sport of boxing. But when you're up there, as Lloyd Hannigan always used to say to me, Spencer, the more the monkey climb, is the more body exposed, right? So the higher you get, your flaws are going to be more, more evident, more exposed. But like I said, it's just really weird, Ton. I'm saying, when have we ever seen an AJ fight and we're thinking, right, it's 2 weeks away? We're usually all gassed about it. We're usually, we're usually, yeah. Even the last time out when he fought Ruiz in a rematch, because he lost to Ruiz, it was like, yeah, what kind of style is he going to fight? How is he going to fight? There was a lot of intrigue. In this one here, we're intrigued about it because me and Tony speak about this fight every day. But it's mad that we're not seeing this thing like
But
being
what is
promoted.
that? I mean, I'm not taking any sides or anything. But what has that actually got to do with Eddie Hearn? Like, isn't he just promoting Spence? Isn't he just being a promoter? Isn't that?
No,
Isn't wait? Isn't that what promoters are supposed to do? They're supposed to jazz up the fight and talk. You know, Don King done it very successfully back in the 70s, the 80s. I know you're the historian on that,
yeah.
but I can't see what really he's doing wrong, other than trying to make things bigger than what they are in terms of taking it. Oh, you're gonna answer, but in terms of
Yeah.
taking it internationally, what actually has he done wrong? Why are so many people against this young man that is trying to make boxing bigger?
I would say this when it comes to this fight in particular. We
Yes,
ain't heard Eddie Hearn's voice on it.
but that's because he's not promoting it.
Right? We ain't heard. No, because allegedly, like they had the rights and they sold they sold the rights.
Tunde sitting on the fence. No, bro. I'm just. You got to spit out the questions. Go on,
Right,
guys.
exactly. Right. So I'm saying like they had like on I think sometimes people hate on success, right? So I'm not knocking Eddie Hearn for anything that he's done for or he ain't done. Sometimes people hate on success. But what I'm trying to say is that no matter how when you bust, always show respect.
Okay, so you feel that he may have made it more about himself and not respect others
Well,
in the.
well, I believe that he did make it about himself, but I'm not knocking him for making it about
Oh,
himself. 'Cause
he's got over a million Instagram followers, so probably he's doing something.
you can buy him. I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Right.
So,
So everybody's all of this like on this followers, like I said to you already, man. There've been certain dictators of countries who've had millions of followers, but I know Jesus only had 12, so I'd rather roll like Jesus.
He may have only had 12 followers, but he ain't got 12 followers today.
No, 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 no. No, it's
Jesus,
not fair.
Jesus ain't got no Instagram, and he's got more followers than Instagram. Old type boxing bot. Thank you for the £2 towards Spencer's electric or candles. Come on, man, supporting out here on all levels.
Bruv, I'm telling you that now. It's hard out here, bruv.
Thank you, SJ, for the $5. He said USYK has bulked up for this fight. Will this slow him up and give the advantage to AJ, or will it help Usyk finish AJ by KO, TKO? Thank you very much. And thank you, SJ, because that is a fantastic question, one which I'm waiting for Spencer to answer, because I know what I think. I think, I'll let you answer first, Spencer.
No, go on, son.
Now, I think Usyk is signing his own death warrant. Because, bro, you can't move slow against AJ. And yeah, I can understand the physicality. What are you gonna do? Go toe to toe with AJ? I don't think so. I think you're trying the unnatural thing with a natural, strong, powerful, athletic man who probably doesn't even need to do any type of weight training or anything like that, or as they call it, calisthenics or strength and conditioning or whatever. AJ can just be natural and be powerful. And so when you're trying to put the unnatural into the natural, I think sometimes it does take away a little bit. So I think it is playing into AJ's hands a bit, but I know Usyk ain't sitting there thinking what is going to benefit AJ. I know he's thinking what's going to benefit him. And obviously, if you could it be that he actually has naturally put on the weight, moving up to the heavyweight division?
Tunde, they've all done it. If you look at all the cruiserweights in the past who have
Yes.
moved up to heavyweight,
Yes.
right? They all have to bulk up because you're gonna have to bulk up, right? Now it's even though he looks bigger, he looks thicker. He don't look unnatural like he's really gone to town like he's on some juicing thing. No, it looks like
he's got a piece of belly.
yeah, he's got a piece of belly on him, and also he could be looking and saying like, Yusuf Ali, thank you for watching from East Africa. Yes, this is live, Yusuf. Right? So when I'm looking at someone like Usyk and you're saying he's bulking up, he most probably walked around big anyway when he's doing cruiserweight. You know what I mean? He had to cut weight to get that to cruiserweight.
Yes.
So I think in Usyk's head, he's saying, you know what? I clapped AJ in the last round and I hurt him. You know what I mean? But he hurt AJ a couple times in that fight.
But you know, I was watching. It's funny you say that. I was watching a bit of rerun. You know, AJ. You see when he was on the ropes in the last 10, 15 seconds. Enough of those punches never landed. You know, Spence.
Yeah, regardless that never landed. Yeah, the one that did land when he threw the straight left hand to AJ.
The first one landed.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, AJ slipped, slide, rolled, pulled. It didn't actually land. So I think when we're watching it live, we was thinking it was worse than it actually is, but he was still quite evasive in that 12th round.
You know what? Like I said, AJ, we can't just say like he's new in this boxing thing now, Tony, because he's been in the game for a hot minute. You know what I mean? AJ's been a professional for 9 years, Tony.
Yes. Right.
You must have picked up something in those 9 years.
Well,
right. So I don't, you know what I mean? So on certain things, I'm not really I'm not buying into, right? But the thing is, when you hear something for so long, for so many people, you buy into it yourself. So I like the fact that AJ hasn't been that vocal on social media this time. It seems like he just locked down and said, right, because you do buy into it. People were saying to AJ, yeah, Anthony Joshua, there's no way on earth that you could stand. And what's the guy? The old fellow who writes a Telegraph. There's no way that you can stand and box against Usyk. No, it weren't Colin Hart. Colin Hart was the Sun newspaper, right? But Colin Hart was saying that stuff as well, right? Because now Colin Hart's saying, no, this time I think maybe I can see a stoppage by Usyk. But what I noticed is this. It's like a lot of people are switching on AJ right now because AJ left Robert McCracken.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of our success in professional boxing has come out from the amateur ranks with the success that we had in the 2012 Olympics, with London Olympics, and a lot of that was put on the shoulders of Robert McCracken. What do you get? MB after that, right? So a lot of that was put on the shoulders of Robert McCracken and the work that he's done. So now, AJ leaving Robert McCracken, um, it's the industry. You know how it goes. It's the industry.
Yeah, you might be
It's
right.
the industry.
You might be right. Thank you. Just a bit of feedback against me, and I know it's coming from you, bro.
Yeah, gone. It's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's still feedback. Just turn your phone off, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock it off, man.
Um, thank you, Small Axe, for the £5. If that's my brethren, Small Axe Sigi, big up, done though. Blessings on the day of rest, and you two for being the best. Even with no promotion, AJ is focused, and USYK has come for war. Has come from war. It's gonna be a war. My sentiments exactly. This is gonna be a fight. This is gonna be a fight. You feel it. It can't be nothing less. And I'm telling you, if man goes out swinging from round one, the fight can be over within 6 rounds. I had the great pleasure of meeting AJ's amateur trainer, a good friend, Sean Murphy. He came down to our gym um, uh, last week, Thursday. He brought a kid down there.
And may
So,
I add, former British featherweight champion
yeah,
Sean
Sean,
Murphy.
what a beautiful,
Sean
what,
Murphy would
what
throw a
a
left hook in your belly till you knew what time of day it was.
what a beautiful man, a great man of vibes, bro. Energy don't lie, And me and him before the sparring took place, me and him was just cracking joke, talking about how things have done, and he's old school, and we were, he told me some wonderful stories about AJ. One of the stories which I will say online, other stuff I won't, is the story how AJ from day one wanted to get better at one particular thing consistently over and over and over and over again. And I believe he's still learning today. I believe he can get better. I believe that even though he is 9 years in as a professional, he's still getting better. He's still getting better. I mean, listen, you look, McKinson fought Virgil Ortiz last night. We'll speak about that before the show's over. McKinson was saying he's had it the hard way and everything like that. He's come up, he's fought undefeated fighters. Virgil Ortiz said, "Hold on, fam, I've been doing this thing since I'm 5 years old. What you think anyone give this?" The reason why I say that is because for people who weren't born into this sport, for people who like AJ and Anthony Yard, who have come in it later on in life, to achieve and get to the heights of what it shows a different type of dedication, and they can still learn. Because if someone's been doing this from 5 years old and they're in their 20s, you can't tell me that a guy that started boxing when he's maybe 18, 19 cannot still be learning. And in that respect, I feel that AJ can get better, and he has got better. And when he has lost, he's come back, readjust, and he's done the business. So I feel that he can do the business this time, Spence.
You know what? I hope that he does. You know what I mean? What I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna play down the skills of Usyk because he's very skillful. I'm not
Bro.
gonna play that down. All right, and I'm not gonna play down also the mental toughness of Usyk. He's a mentally strong brother,
You're
right?
telling me. You're
Pardon
telling
me?
you're telling me. Very,
Yeah,
very strong.
yeah,
And
he's
that's
a
why
strong guy, man.
mind mastery strategist, again, relentless winning mindset. That's what's needed for this fight. It's what I mean, we all know it.
100%.
We all know it. And I mean, listen, the layman on the street, Marcus Ross, I don't know what you mean by not true, but the layman on the street can just look and see, looking at the first fight, that there has to be a change. And I believe there's going to be a change. There has to be a change. There has to be a change. And AJ is a person, in my opinion, from what I can see from the outside, it's always difficult. You can't judge people the 100% from the outside. I think he's one of them people that can make the adjustment. But I agree with you. Usyk is a problem. because his first skill is mental.
All
It's
right.
his mentality. That's his first skill. It's the mindset. The guy cleaned up the cruiserweight division, jumped up to heavyweight, and took the belts. That's serious.
Of course,
That's
it's serious.
that's serious. So man said Tunde's backing Andy Joshua because he's Nigerian. No, I'm backing him because I feel that AJ has done a lot for British boxing. He's actually made the granny on the road look at boxing. He is a great advertisement for boxing. Nobody's perfect, so nobody's saying he's the cleanest cut figure out there. But I think because of AJ, a lot of people have got interested in boxing. Female fans have got interested.
Trust me.
Your auntie never
Trust
used to
me.
watch boxing.
Trust
Knows
me.
Andy Joshua.
Granny's not Andy Joshua.
Your granny. So you gotta give credit where credit is due. Does that have any effect on the fight? Not necessarily, but it brings eyes and energy to it, and everything is energy. So the fact that there hasn't been enough coverage of the fight thus far in the UK is a bit worrying, and I know it's infuriated you, Spencer.
Tundi, like I said, it has because a lot. Let me tell you this: AJ helps British boxing a lot.
Man said AJ's got the female audience in a headlock, fam.
Telling you, I'm telling
Bro,
you.
you know what headlock is? You know he's old man in school. The old man in school. Give me your money. Give me your crisps. Bro, that's serious. Anyway, guys, man. Sorry.
Nah. You know what? Like I said, it angers me a lot, but it is what it is. I think what Prince Khalid has done by getting that fight out there, and like I said, it's called prize fighting for a reason. And knowing that you want this fight to be global, they're doing that. We can't knock that. You know what I mean? I heard like someone on here was saying like Sky started to promote it from yesterday. We don't know what kind of red tape was being presented, but we heard nearly 3 weeks ago that Eddie Hearn said, "Yeah, well, Sky have got the fight and boop, and all the rest of it." Kind of eating humble pie because we know, you know what I mean? And like after that, it was like a kind of big thing. Well, AJ signed this lifetime contract thing with the Zone, right? So
Yeah,
maybe this guy saying, "Right, we're just gonna mash you up as well," because, right?
I never understood that.
Yeah,
I never
right.
understood.
So, you know what I mean? We don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know.
I read a comment there which didn't really make sense about AJ. I'm looking for this comment because I just wanted to touch on it. Yeah, this one. Disagree. AJ is food. He was moved to avoid any real competition.
Okay,
Stop right there.
right,
Stop right
right.
there. Can we
Any
have to
real
address these
competition?
things?
So wait
We
a
have to
minute.
address these things.
Who wasn't the real competition? Go pick
Bro,
this one out. Dana White were real competition. No?
God Almighty.
Right. I'm
Vladimir
being honest.
Klitschko.
Everybody, Dylan White wasn't any competition. This guy, this Jay New, right? Come on. Let's look at so
Joseph Parker.
Klitschko,
Unbeaten Joseph Parker.
Tony, we spoke about this last week. I don't want to hear no foolishness. On this, like Jay New, next time you put foolishness, send money as well. Don't just come with your patterns of yeah, I mean, because you're winding up my blood pressure today.
Come on, yeah.
The
But,
man,
but you know,
listen,
it's just silly. You know, we'll just go and listen. He's fought Usyk, he's fought Pulev, he's fought Andy Ruiz twice, he's fought Povetkin, he's fought Joseph Parker, he's fought Takam, he's fought Klitschko, Melina, bro. Charles Martin, we can't really put in the equation, but he won the title from Charles Martin. Dylan White, come on, man. But give the man some respect out here. The man's full, and this is a novice. This is a man who just come into this thing, really. When you deep it, you just come into this thing. And he has done tremendous. That's why I can never hate on him. Everything I know you can never hate on him.
Never,
Everything
never.
has always been to just direct him. Sometimes you get a little beating from your parents because your parents want you to fix up.
Exactly. I mean, and you, everyone knows through. I've given AJ some spankings like over the years, but me and him are cool. He'll still phone me like, yeah, that's why I have to rate him as well. I rate you. I do. I rate you. But
Yes.
you know what? End of the day is this year. AJ himself needs to recognize what he's fighting for because Usyk is his mind focused. Like I'm doing this not only for myself but for my country. I'm doing this for my people, right? AJ needs to adopt that same kind of mentality.
Yes, sir. Southwest Boxing Media, thank you for the 449. And this is actually a point that I raised with my brother Spencer over the phone. He said, few have said that AJ will go in and put it on Usyk. But who's to say Usyk won't employ the same tactic? Usyk is starting to look more like a heavyweight now. And
you know what? You've been bugging our telephone calls because that's what Tunde was saying to me 2 days ago.
bro, I'm telling you, this brother's he's looking like a heavyweight. He looks
100% he is. I mean, 100% he's looking like a heavyweight, and like when we're saying like he's like I like to quote Lloyd Hannigan a lot, because I do former undisputed world welterweight champion.
champion. Yes, sir.
And Lloyd Hannigan always says, never if you're big enough to campaign at a weight, is whether you're good enough. And Usyk has provided us with the fact that he's good enough to compete as a heavyweight,
Yes.
right? And he often raises his game plan with the better the opposition, right? So the better the opposition, then he knows like, right, I've got to up it a little bit more. He's done that on quite a few times. So therefore, it's like we shall see now what he brings to the table come next week. Let me just lock off this thing here. What he brings to the table, because next week after next, and we shall see what AJ brings to the table, because I want to know how AJ is going to offset that sneaky left hand shot that Usyk throws. And the thing about it is this: a lot of people have been saying this. I have to address it. Like they're saying, AJ hasn't been the same, like mentally, since the John Ruiz fight when John Ruiz stopped him. Right now, I think that if you just come out of a car crash and you live, you're going to be very apprehensive about driving your car again.
Everyone's different. Everyone's different.
Certainly,
You got
you're
them
still going to be apprehensive.
You got them evil Knievel man that would jump straight back in the thing.
Yeah,
and go
but
again.
totally. That man was one off. Evil Knievel was a one off man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Right. And who was the other one? Remember, who was the English version of Evil Knievel? What was his name? Eddie Grant. Remember Eddie Grant?
No, Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle was a ski jumper, man. That mash up.
I can't remember the other one. But yeah, so you're saying basically that, a person after crashing his car really drives with apprehension.
I believe so. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he remember one thing I even discussed in speaking with Sean, that some of the greatest fighters are those that can take instructions to the T. And I feel that in the Ruiz rematch, he was told to box like that. And like a good student, he followed orders and he boxed. A disciplined and tactical fight, got back his belts, 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Obviously, the fight after, 9 months after was the first fight with Usyk, and he come up short. So is it a case where again he does a Lennox Lewis and he rematches the man that beat him and puts on a devastating performance? It's not going to be easy. That's what I will say, because Usyk is a master technician, that now looks like he's bulked up naturally. I wouldn't say unnaturally, because he's been at this weight for a few years now, in Spence, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Usyk.
It's been what?
At this weight for a few years now.
Yeah, we thought. You know what? COVID has messed up a lot of people because he fought Derek 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2020, October 2020.
Right, exactly. So
And he actually fought Chaz Witherspoon in October 2019.
exactly, and I
Let me,
thought,
let me just say, let me shout out this Snapchat before it goes.
yeah.
Usyk was moving his head like a bee was coming for him. Why was AJ still want the jab his head and not the body with the jab or with the right hand? Well, I don't know why AJ didn't do that, but I'm sure they'll make adjustments this time round. But again, boxing is easy to talk about. Bruv, it's easy to talk about. Jab man to the head, jab man to the body. But there's someone who wants to jab you to the head and jab you to the body. So, listen, but it's great that you're offering this type of advice. Off the canvas boxing, thank you for the 449 again. He says, a part of me thinks that those that are criticizing AJ now, were they ever fans of AJ or mute haters? Big up to you, gentlemen, on all the successes. And this is what I'm talking about.
Listen,
You just got to be real from the jump.
so-
Because enough of these men that you're hearing talk now, they didn't like the brother in the first place.
listen. You heard when Derek Chisora came on the show 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, and Derek was saying no matter what, we should be celebrating Anthony Joshua. You should want him to win because end of the day, he brings something different to the sport. I mean, he brings those eyeballs. He brings those people, as Ali said, running with cash, right? So we shouldn't. You know what? Cha. End of the day is this, man. I'm supporting AJ for multiple of reasons. Why I'm supporting him, right?
Sorry. Bro, some of you guys, some of you guys comments. See, enough of these other podcasts, they're not reading that out. But I find it funny. Like I'm like a true alchemist. Like I turn negative into positive all the time, or sadness into laughter. I just laugh at these brothers. But anyway, sorry, Spence.
Yeah. Listen, man. I know, like, if AJ closes gaps, and this is what I realized in boxing, it was like the late great Frank Smith. Frank Smith was a legendary trainer back in the day. He was an old Jewish guy who trained multiple guys as professionals, but he would always come down to the Lynn as an amateur. And he always used to say to me, you being a southpaw don't mean no difference when I'm up close with you. You know what I mean? Because when I'm up close with you, I'll punch out ribs, I'll go through the middle with uppercuts and left hooks and right hands. It makes no difference. Southpaws are difficult when they are at range because that's when your cerebral will attract to the fact that, all right, how I'm fighting this guy or how I'm trying to box this guy is everything unorthodox to what I've been used to. Because there's like southpaws make up something like 10% of boxing. There's not many of them around. So when you think about it, it's just for you to make those proper adjustments to being in with a southpaw. But when you're up close with a southpaw and you close range with a southpaw, it means nothing. And I said already, for what Anthony Joshua should be doing, he should be doing loads of shadow boxing and visualizing in the shadow boxing because the reflection that you get in the mirror is that of a southpaw. So you get those, so you can acclimatize to it. I think that he has done. Listen, if Anthony Joshua didn't think that he had a chance in this rematch, he wouldn't have taken it to him. Because he could still pick up 10 million a fight by fighting some Billy Man them. because it's still Anthony Joshua, and people will come out for him. And as Eddie Hearn on the morning after AJ came second best to Usyk, Eddie Hearn says, "Spence, I'm telling you, nobody sells a ticket like Anthony Joshua. Like he just sells out the place." Yeah, I mean Tyson Fury could argue about that right now, but he was saying like nobody sells a ticket like him. It's mad. So we sit down and we wait to see what we're gonna see from him.
Alexander Wilson, thank you for the $5. He says in the USA they are saying Usyk is coming to destroy AJ in this fight because he wants to make a statement for his people. This fight is free in the Ukraine, and that's another great.
That's a serious move, you know.
That's a serious move because he actually went to pay for the rights.
Yep.
To air it free in the Ukraine.
And they said no.
And the Saudis said no, we'll give it to you for free. So again, he's gonna have the whole of his country. And listen, just because he got the whole of it, I mean, listen, when Floyd fought Pacquiao, he was against a whole country. When Floyd fought Canelo, he was against a whole country. When Floyd fought Cotto, he was against a whole country. It just means that but these are elite athletes, so they're very focused. But obviously, any support is great support. But again, it's an admirable thing that Alexander Usyk has done for his people, especially at this time. But if that's what they're saying in the US, is he training in the US? He lives in the US, right? Usyk.
No, he lives in Ukraine.
Okay.
I mean, he lives in Ukraine. Training camps in the Ukraine. He's just on this Ukraine thing. What's that? Ice Cold, just thank you for your £5 donation. Put that one up there.
So someone wait,
is Gary back now, or is it you that's controlling?
Gary's on some jolting. Gary's on some jolting, using the baby as an excuse.
I've always been a supporter of AJ and his character, but to keep it 100, I honestly see a lack of heart plus chin and tank. Usyk is a huge ask for him. You like to address that one?
Ice Cold. You know what? Listen, I guess because I'm involved in this thing. I've never understand when people say man ain't got no chin or man ain't got no tank or man ain't got. I just feel, and as I say, I'm looking at it from my perspective. I just feel like it's so disrespectful, bro. It's just disrespect. Like this brother has done a lot, fam. The guy's done a lot, and it's fighting. It's warrior code. It's warrior business. Someone's got to lose. In a particular way. Gary's there. Don't worry, Gary's there. Someone's got to lose in a particular way. I just think, these things. Listen, I'm not running away from it because it's polarity. You always have to have two sides to the coin. But this thing about no heart and fam. The man is 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. The brother won a medal in the World Games. He won a gold medal in the Olympic Games. He beat the longest reigning heavyweight, from what I understand. Spencer's the historian, in Vladimir Klitschko, who had the most title defense. He stopped him. Like, you can't tell me this you don't have a heart. He's got a heart. All it boils down to is tactics, mindset, mentality on August the 20th. And if there's a problem in the gas tank department, then you need to just work on it for the next fight. Things happen. And again, you see, there's always an opposite side. That's why I don't really like to get into it. When I'm saying he was gifted an Olympic gold medal, all right, maybe it was gifted an Olympic gold. He still won it.
So I don't hear that. He beat Kama already. I watched that fight. He beat Kama already. I don't want to hear no talk. You know what I mean? Maybe they could say like when he fought the Cuban brother. You know what I mean? He could have been fortunate to win that fight. But no, you're going by computer scoring. If you're going by computer scoring, the telling shots in that fight were given out by AJ. And also, the Cuban, by his own admission, said after the fight that he believed that AJ won the fight. That's the Cuban saying that, right?
Money talk, Spence. Southwest Boxing Media, Thank you again for the 449. You're paying Spencer's candles and electricity today,
Trust
boy.
me.
I think it's a British cultural thing to dislike a man when he's made it. AJ looked at Bruno, absolutely loved until he finally won a world title. Mm,
Southwest boxing, I must disagree with you, right? People kind of switched on Frank Bruno after his retirement. Frank Bruno was Britain's favorite son, right? I'm telling you this now.
come
Frank
on,
Bruno
talk
was
the things, Spence.
Frank Bruno was loved, right? On another level. When he became world heavyweight champion, I remember the night that he beat Oliver McCall and Frank Warren bought a bus, right, for him to be paraded up and down, the West End with his WBC belt that he just won from unanimously defeating Oliver McCall at Wembley, which was incredible. It was an incredible night of 1995. Nobody wasn't sitting down thinking like Frank Bruno that we don't like him now because he's successful, because we just see a man complete what he had to complete, because you got to think he challenged 3 times for the World Heavyweight Championships. 3 times he challenged for that title and came out second best. Came out second best in his first chance against Tim Witherspoon. And I'll say to any young person, go watch that fight. That's actually a really good fight, Or even watch the build up on ITV did a big build up for it, and that fight was split between ITV and BBC as well, right? If you go watch that fight, good fight. Frank Bruno was that guy because he was loved, and back then we never really knew boxing like that. So I used to watch Frank Bruno. I thought like this guy was. I didn't rate Frank Bruno. Yeah, I mean, I thought like he was overrated. But if you look back, Frank Bruno had some serious power. Then go back to his fight in February 25th, 1989 against Mike Tyson. First round, he clapped Mike Tyson with a left hook.
Yeah. And
And
Harry Carpenter
perfect.
famously shouted, "Get in there, Frank!"
Get in there. Very unprofessional, but you know what? That's the love that he had for. That's what love that he had for Frank Bruno.
Different kind of love for Frank Bruno. Get
Different
in
kind of love.
there, Frank.
Right. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? When he came out second best against Lennox Lewis, when he fought for the world title, nobody weren't really gunning.
No.
Nobody weren't really like, the love was still there. When he became world heavyweight champion, when he beat Oliver McCall, the love was still there. So I don't think no one switched on him. And then he went out and he fought Mike Tyson. When he gets stopped, and they had to retire because he got a detached retina as well. Frank Bruno was still loved. I think the time, because we weren't educated on mental health then, when we weren't educated on mental health like we are today. Now everything is mental health, and you got to be very, very careful on the things that come out your mouth pertaining to people who suffer from mental health issues, right? And I remember in the front of the Sun newspaper, it had Bonkers Bruno, right? He
Come on.
retired then, right? Frank Bruno was riding his bicycle barefoot, right?
Mm,
But right, so I think they fell out of love with him then, because then he had the divorce with his wife Laura and blah. And then like Frank was on admission, said like he was on cocaine binges and everything else, which takes a lot of guts to come out and speak about your flaws, right?
mm.
So I don't think anybody could turn around and say like, when it came with regards to Frank Bruno, that we hated on him when he became world heavyweight champion. And I've just got to disagree with that one, mate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, I mean, there's so much we can go on this topic, and I think we've taken up almost an hour discussing
Yeah,
this.
we need to go to McKinson's fight last night, Ton.
Let's touch on the fight that took place in the early hours of the morning between Virgil Ortiz, who was 18-0 with 18 knockouts at the time, and going up against Mikey the Problem McKinson, who I believe was 22-0 at the time. Good fight. Hats off. Listen, he tweeted a tweet shortly after the defeat, and I'm gonna read the tweet. I'm gonna get it. Was it what's it Mike? Was it Mikey? The problem or something? What's his Twitter spins? Chuck.
Mikey the problem, yeah.
Is Mikey? Yeah, Mikey the problem McKinson. Yeah, he was 22-0 last night. He's said that he dared to be great and came up short tonight. Virgil is a great fighter and a class act outside the ring too. I am devastated, but I know I made a lot of people proud tonight, and that's all that matters. I'll be back. I actually responded to that and I said, well done, young man. Listen, he definitely proved himself world class today, last night. Defensively, my issue, not issue, but when someone asked me about the fight prior to the fight, my thing was always that he just don't have no lead in his punches. When you're going up against any boxer or or potential world champion with such a high knockout ratio, you can't box. You got to have something to deter him. And Mikey was hitting him, bro. But Mikey was hitting him, but it just weren't hurting him. And that's it. And I think
Now, but when you say that, he hurt Ortiz, you know.
bro, he hurt him in the first, but he didn't shot. Ortiz, being a good pro he is and boxing for so long, kind of he bluffed it. He bluffed it. But I saw a few occasions when he hurt Ortiz with my eye. I see that he hurt him, but he don't have the lead. And the thing is that it's documented that he don't have the lead. So even if you can punch, which I believe he can punch, because people don't rush to go forward against him.
They don't.
When you've got the stigma of having only a 9% knockout ratio, 9%, are you listening to what I'm saying? 9% against a man that's got a 100% knockout ratio. The man with a 100% knockout ratio ain't giving you no respect. It's simple as that. And that, again, mentally would be on Ortiz's mind, and mentally, I guess, would be on McKinson's mind. I don't think McKinson was actually going in there with a mindset to stop him. But I said to you this morning that it was he's up there defensively. I think what needs to be
definitely. They're very, very highly skilled.
I missed nothing,
Yeah, of course he did. Right, let me tell. I want man to realize this. I remember when the fight was first muted. You can remember that fight. That fight should happen last year, right?
Yes.
And I remember Lee Eaton phoning me and said, "What do you think about the fight? Because we're looking to make that fight." And I said, "Listen, you might as well take it." And you know what I mean? Allegedly got $500,000 for that fight last night.
God bless him.
Right.
God bless him if you got that.
You know how much house that can buy up. Where's he from? Portsmouth. Yeah. You know how much house that can buy up in Portsmouth?
To Wrigley's.
2 roads down there and tractor. Right?
Yeah.
So, right. Number one. Number two, I see was this Francisco said like Innes and Ortiz are the future at welterweight. Ben would get blasted out by both of them. Now, I could maybe say like Gerard Innes is the future, but I'm just gonna keep this thing real. If you're saying Ortiz is the future, Mikey McKinson has shown us, and he showed him up because Ortiz was blasting at everybody. He couldn't blast out this youth. Right, even when he floored him, and he properly, I like that when people just bite down on the gumshoe to get up. Very reminiscent of Daniel Gill when he had over Darren Barker from the body shot, and he just gritted it out. But the only difference is Darren Barker ended up becoming a world champion that night. But I like the fact like McKinson, because he could have said like, you know what, I've tried my best there. I've been down, so that's it. No, the man got to the final bell, and I've heard more excuses from Ortiz's camp about the reason of the performance because they know you're meant to blast that man. You couldn't blast out Mikey McKinson. So what I'm trying to say is this: if Victor Ortiz is this world class on this world champion in the making, Virgil Ortiz. No, not Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz. Sorry, if Virgil Ortiz is this world champion in the making or this world champion in the future, Mikey McKinson has proven to us that he's up there. He's up there.
Right, well, let me put this caveat on it as well. Do you know if that was Conor Benn in there last night, he would have had a very good chance.
Listen to me. It was getting hit too easy.
because I believe Virgil Ortiz's welterweight days are gone. That's the 9 o'clock. Yeah, Virgil Ortiz's welterweight days are gone. He looked very weak to me. I said this at the weigh-in and at the press conference on the Thursday. I think it was the Wednesday or the Thursday. I said, bro, this guy's killing himself to make this 147.
Of course he
And,
is.
and his performance showed me. And a strong domestic welterweight like Conor Ben, I think that would have been a great opportunity. All this fighting Chris Eubanks, that could have been your fight last night.
It
And I
could have
believe
been.
if you're gonna fight Chris Eubanks, you could as well fought this guy. You could have
Listen
well
to me.
fought this guy. And I feel Conor Ben would have beat this guy last night on that performance.
Listen,
Because that's not the same guy I saw against Kalarakalakalax and
yeah.
Maurice Hooker.
No,
That
no, no.
that
It
was a
wasn't.
different weight drained fight I saw last night.
You know what I mean? I'm telling you this now. Like, yeah, Balfour was saying like Jordan Ennis would eat Virgil Ortiz for his dinner if they fight, and I'm going with that one because you know what, my guy, something don't look right with him.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Something don't look right with him, ton.
He had a problem
I
making
thought,
weight the first time he was taking some diuretic or whatever, from what I understand, to get down to the weight, and he just looks so weak. I mean, even like his facial, it just don't look right. Something don't look right, and that's not his weight. He needs to move up to 154 and say bye to that 147, because if he fights Gerard Innes at that weight from that performance, if he
listen,
dares to fight Terence Crawford at that 147 or Errol Spence, you can't fight
yeah,
these.
you can't fight none of them man there, ton. I'm just
Can't
gonna be
fight
real
these
with
man.
you,
You can't
right?
fight these.
You can't
And-
fight none of them man, and not only that, yeah, but technically he's very limited, ton.
Yeah, but before this fight, this is what I'm saying. Going into this fight, they spoke about his great defense. You know, it's the first time he's ever been cut, but he just didn't show that last night, and I believe that was because of the weight. I just think he's just done too much, you know, to lose that weight and get down to that weight. He's a young man. He's only 24 years old. He's still growing, and if he was killing himself to make weight last year when the fight was first mooted,
Ain't gonna get no easier.
ain't gonna get no easier. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the $5. 404 people in the live. I hope I've got 404 likes right now. He said, "Did you see how bad Maurice Hooker looked last night? Terence Crawford was basically his lead trainer, and Hooker didn't do anything he said." Well, that probably means that Terence Crawford shouldn't be a trainer.
Listen, I don't know why. Listen, I don't know. Hey, did you see Terence Crawford's daughter? She ran like in a sports day. Did you see it?
Yeah. I see
She
that.
come off a trainer and she put back on the trainer and just whoop. Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's got that in the genes, man.
I see that.
Yeah. Now, you know what? Terence Crawford shouldn't be training nobody.
He shouldn't be training nobody.
Concentrate on being Terence Crawford, being a pound for pound number one. Don't train no one else. You're draining out your energy.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, I'm saying it's generous. Yes, I'm saying it is the echo again, Spence.
I don't know why the phone's off now, Tom.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I just Terence Crawford shouldn't be the lead trainer. If he was the lead trainer, I didn't see the fight. I saw the highlights and I see this brother who looked like a WWE brother. This Blair Cobbs with his woo, bro, fam. You better get serious in this thing here. But he was serious enough tonight. He left Freddie Roach and the Wild Card Gym and got a new trainer. And he came up with a victory against a former WBO champion. Probably past his best. He had a hard fight, against that. I think that Cavalagaras beat him the same way.
Cavalagaras.
That's what I call him, Cavalagaras. I don't know, but Hooker's been in some tough fights.
He certainly has. It was that Human Healer says Joyce beats Parker easy. No, sir.
That is a fight.
It's a fight. It's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight. Listen, it's not an easy fight for Josie Parker. And it's definitely not an easy fight for Joe Joyce.
Man said Cobbs looks like Terrence Howard. Fam, he does as well, I don't know, bro. At the end of the press conference, he just done a madness. He just started going, bro, he done like a proper WWE kind of talk. I was like, bro, this guy is out of it, mate. I mean, he's good. He's good. He's good. He won that fight, and listen, he's got a name, and he believes that that should give him a top 10 ranking in the welterweight division. And if I was one of the welterweight champions, I'll be looking at it as a nice defense mate because um, he would be contenders. But well done to Blair Cobbs last night, coming back from such a heavy defeat.
I like Blair Cobbs. He's
Yeah,
entertaining.
he's
Very
good for the
entertaining.
school. He's good for the school. Man said Blair Cobbs needs to grow up. Real talk. Because he's about 40 and he's chatting about woo. I'm saying, bro, what's about this brother? But yeah, we need to touch on this Joe Joyce fight because that's a big fight. And Uncle Frank done it again. You may go to Sky, mate, but it's coming back on our platform. That's what Frank's on. Frank's all pulling out Texas. Coco, I read that. I heard what even Coco was cracking up. Frank Warren don't rap. I was talking to Frank today. I said, Frank, bro, I've been watching all the interviews. So we've been in contact because Frank Warren interviews are the best. No one can't tell me nothing. Because if you try and lie in front of Frank will just go, what?
Expose you. Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
He
was just read your text, fam.
And then when Ben Shalom tried talking, he goes, what are you talking for? You want to shut your mouth?
I don't know what you're talking about. You ain't even Frank goes, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. You weren't even in the negotiations. Just get out of here, man. Don't try to come in this thing here. Bro, this is big boy business. You just sit back, relax yourself, and just hold your corner. But Frank Warren is the best. I don't care what nobody. I'm a Frank man already. Frank Warren is the best. He is telling you how it is. Frank was dissing Don King in the week. I don't know if you saw that interview. The best interviews on the internet is Frank Warren interviews. Please. I'm encouraging the people to watch Frank Warren interviews because you get the realness. He's just old school family. He don't business it. He is the older version of me. He don't care. Or I'm the younger version of him, should I say. Go on, Spence. But yeah, going back to the fight, he's
listen to me, yeah?
It is a very, very interesting fight because you have the juggernaut who literally will walk through anything to get to you, fam. And if you try that punching man on the chin and that, it will just take it and walk through and club you down. Now, this is a real fight. You can do that, I believe, against a certain level and a certain caliber of fighter, but Joseph Parker is a real fighter with a lot of speed, and he can hit a bit, Spence.
Of course he can. And not only that, but he's got good head movement, and people are not giving Andy Lee credit. Andy Lee knows boxing. Andy Lee knows boxing. And now he's working with Andy Lee. And I'm seeing, because I wasn't impressed with his first fight with Derek Cesaro. I thought Derek could have actually nicked that one, right? But in the second fight, he put hands on Derek. He put hands on Derek. And also, this guy wants it. And he properly wants it. So Parker wants this, man. He wants it. So we're going to see. But you know what? From the time I see that little cruiserweight man hurt my man to the body.
Why are you still talking about that? But anybody can get touched. Anybody can get touched. He come back and stop my man, though.
No business. My man clapped him in his belly, Joe Joyce in the belly, and it hurt him, bro.
But it's a great fight. I think it's the latter part of September.
I'm looking forward to that fight. There's a lot. Like I said, there's some great fights coming up that I'm looking forward to.
Live on BT Box Office, and it's going to be a great run. Get your ticket. You put your phone in again, innit, Spence?
Bro, my phone's off, bro.
It was something. It just suddenly started echoing. I know you think you're sly, you do them little old man tricks where you try to touch up the phone out of camera, but I know your little sly moves. Gary, you know that. You know Spencer. You know Spencer's one of them brothers from school that think they're smarter than everyone. Little General. We know Spencer's little tricks. Yo, Bobby Wright, come on. Spencer thinks we're all silly. we do.
Big up Bobby Wright. Bobby Wright, he's away living some big life in America. I see the beautiful picture with him and his family.
Okay,
Bobby's living
okay.
life. I see him in Disney World.
So yeah, so let's touch on the Dubois Don King situation. Because
You know what? I
Don
don't even know it. I don't really know it like that. I just know that Dubois was suing Don King because Don
Don
King must have
King,
bumped him.
Don King ain't paying up no money, and he's trying to use a smoke screen and try to drop it on Frank Warren. But bro, Frank is not his manager. Daniel Dubois' manager is Martin Bowers, a good friend of ours from the Peacock Gym. Martin has managed Daniel from day one. He is the manager. Frank Warren is not the manager. Don King is put this as a smoke screen to try and bring Frank Warren in it, saying that Frank owes him money. But Frank is like, mate, if I owe you money, sue me.
Well,
Frank,
the thing about it is this. The thing about it is this is like I would
yeah,
just take
you know
that
what I'm
out.
saying? You're echoing. Southwest Boxing said he's
Tundi.
not now, not now. But Frank, look, and you know what? You need to fix your Wi-Fi, mate, because you're looking blurry. Your Wi-Fi must have your data
Nah, mate, my Wi-Fi is strong, Tun.
is not strong tonight, mate. Because you look like
Listen, my Wi-Fi is on 100%. I'm just
you look
looking on
like
my computer screen right now.
it's 100% of a Nigerian network. But my man said if the fuzzy thing stops, if you don't stop, he's stopping his 449 business. So fix it up, Spence. Yeah. Wait there. David G, thank you for the £5. He said, I always hear Styles make fights. If Chisora and Joshua weren't such good friends, how would a Chisora versus Joshua fight have gone? Interesting. Very good comment, David G. I personally don't want to even think about that fight. That fight don't make no sense. I think AJ just very, very athletic, and people still disrespecting AJ even at this stage after all his achievements. And I
Tun,
think
I won't be surprised if Anthony Joshua regains the world title against Usyk and ends up fighting Derek Chisora in Nigeria or Ghana. Remember,
okay,
I'm telling you, don't be surprised that fight don't happen because they're both under the same camp. And like, you know, what was it? A man called John Lewis. I think I spoke about this before. This guy called John Lewis fought Joe Lewis. John Lewis was a decent fight, but he was well over the hill at the time when he fought Joe Lewis. He had a really good record as well. And Joe Lewis said, you know what? I'll just give you a little payday. I'll just give you a little payday. And he gave him payday and broke him up. And I could see, but the thing about it is this. Derek wouldn't be looking at like, right, man's trying to give me a payday. Derek will be coming to war, Anthony Joshua. You do realize that, yeah?
nah. Hey, brother, this is silly. It's a silly conversation. Okay, just ain't gonna happen, Spence. And you can say what you want. That fight ain't never gonna happen. That fight ain't gonna never. And I will walk down Peckham. I know I will make you walk down Peckham naked if the fight happen. I ain't walking down Peckham naked for the man them to come and brush me. But yeah, it's a fight that I don't think will happen, so I don't think we need to discuss that. But thank you for the question, David G. Right, what haven't we touched on? We've talked on the bar situation with Donkey. We've not really talked on it, but we've said that there is a legal battle going on at the moment. Frank Warren is really livid that he's been brought into all of this. He's Daniel Dubois' promoter. He's not his manager. But facts are facts. The young man fought for the heavyweight title of the world, and he ain't got paid. Bro, that's upsetting.
Listen, I don't even know I didn't even read about it. I see the bump move. I thought, okay, cool. It's Don King. You know what? Sometimes loud. So what? Your WBA regular heavyweight champion of the world,
Yes.
right? I would take listen from we saw that show Tundi. They had garden chairs for seats around garden chairs. You know?
Bro. Larry Owens was wearing a suit from the 30s, fam. Bro, you should have saw that talk to Larry Owens. Spence, I don't know what kind of Nigerian Wi-Fi you got, fam, but
That's a sign for us to jump up the thing at the hour and 15
That's
minutes.
not even a Nigerian Wi-Fi because our Wi-Fi's will be good. This is like a Spanish town Wi-Fi or something. Some Clarendon Wi-Fi. This is a Clarendon Wi-Fi. I'm telling you, man. Sue it out, mate. Sue it out. We are in August now. We need more big boxing announcements. This isn't good enough, to be honest. It's just things have to be finalized before they're announced, and it depends who you're dealing with. There's a lot of I think Eddie made it quite a new thing where fights get announced really before they should be getting announced. I remember Spencer spoke about that. I remember there was one particular fight where what was announced but hadn't really been made. But I guess these promoters are all kind of adopting the style that two of them contracts are signed, they're not announcing no fights. Contracts have to be signed, and as we've seen with a lot of these these YouTube boxing that's going on now. Look, my man was supposed to fight Hassim Rahman, who I spoke to this evening, who would have been on the show this evening, but he's traveling. But he's assured me that he's gonna come on. I've told him that he needs to come on ASAP before this thing dies down, because they will forget him quickly, fam.
Yeah, so you got to realize that part there. Because I spoke to him, what was it, Wednesday? I sent him a message, sent him a couple links, said jump on the show. And like,
Ryan said, Tunde, you have to pick up Spence from 1988, fam. I told you, Spence. Go on, Spence. Go on.
I don't know about. Listen, man, I've tried. I don't even know what's going on.
It's your Wi-Fi, man. It's your Wi-Fi.
I have to go down. I have to go down. It's long.
Do you usually do it in that room?
No. I don't.
That's why.
Yeah. You remember this? I'm in my office now. So yeah, I don't do it from there. I usually do it from downstairs in the kitchen. So it is what it is.
And at least we can hear you.
Yeah, my apologies for the slowness and everything else.
No, we can hear you. It's just the visibility is not that great, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. What can we say? What else is there to talk about, Tun?
You look like you're ready to go to your bed.
Is my bed? I'm gonna go have my dinner. I haven't eaten all day.
Oh well, at least we don't need to see you eating on flipping the screen like we always do.
Yeah, exactly.
So we spoke about Dubois, we spoke about Joyce, we spoke about Parker, we spoke about the main topic, which was AJ versus USYK, and we are very close to that fight. And we spoke about Virgil Ortiz and Michael McKinson. There was a few really fights that we didn't really hear much about last night. Mick Cullen came back after that vicious knockout, and he got a good win last night up in Belfast. There was actually a toe-to-toe between Chris Jenkins and McKenna. I hear that fight was a rockers, fam.
Yeah.
Two men just swinging it out, center ring. It was a what they call them fight where they throw the money in the ring.
Nobbins.
I heard it was one of them fights. Chris Jenkins against Tyrone McKenna, a Nobbins fight. And other than that, what's his name? Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall has signed with Boxer, which hopefully means that the Taylor rematch is a little bit closer. Yeah, there's that.
It could be easier to make, but we shall see.
There's that. And is anyone else can think of anything that we haven't touched on this Sunday evening before we leave you all to have a great, great week? Let us know. Will you be doing an AJ watch along? Absolutely.
Yep.
Definitely. We're even looking. Dalton Smith fought last night, the new British super lightweight champion. Great performance.
Good fight, you know.
Great performance. Looked
very good fight.
Very methodical. Obviously, he was supposed to do that to that level of opponent. But he actually looks like he can be something, Spence. Very good.
He can. I like his timing. He's very patient. He doesn't waste shots.
Exactly.
Don't waste shots. And also I like his stance. Like the way he stands in the ring, he stands with a supreme confidence. So you know what I mean, I got to give that you a bare big ups.
Eddie Hearn called him a new British boxing star. Would you say that at this stage?
Well,
I
from
mean,
what I,
I can see.
from what I saw yesterday, he's got the potential to be a big
Yeah,
star.
yeah, I can see
What I
that.
saw yesterday, I see potential. He could be a big
I
star
can see that. He looked very, very calm.
and composed.
Okay, I just got a message from Gary. All right, yeah, I will do, Gary. He looked very, very calm and composed last night. So, Johnny Fisher, the Romford Bull, clap out the man with a serious right hand. Bro, the way they clap out the man was serious in
Yeah,
the
but
second
I also want to know where they got that vicious Billy man from.
round. Bro, they found him in a fish and chip shop, bro. But again, another great another good victory for a young man still learning his trade coming from, and he's young, Spence. This Johnny Fisher brother.
Yeah. He's young. He's got manic support as well. So I got props to
Yeah,
all of his supporters.
selling a
Got,
thousand
you know what I mean?
tickets.
I might have to.
Selling.
We'll have to get him on the show next week. Nice kid as well. Nice kid. Yep. Also, Clarissa Shaw's Marshall is going to be a massive fight. I mean, big up Gary for reminding us of that. That's September the 10th.
Yeah,
That's going to be a very, very big fight.
big fight.
Yeah, that's a big fight. That is a big fight. I mean, two undefeated female fighters. You know what I mean, for the undisputed world middleweight championship, it's going to be something special.
And that fight, I think this is a great way to finish the show talking about female boxing. That's gonna be a separate the kid. But you know what? I heard Carissa's on smoke. Carissa's on smoke. And you gotta remember, yeah, she only lost one fight in the amateurs against Savannah. But she's cleaned up as a female boxer, Spence.
She has.
Cleaned up.
She
And
has.
she's just a winner through and through. And she made a point that a very controversial that we have to. She spoke on, and I don't really like getting in the color thing, but she said Savannah wishes she was black. I said, bro, but then it was taken out of context because if you listened further to the interview, I can already hear people saying, "How can you take that out of context?" But if you listen to the interview further, she said she loves all people. All people. So she maybe was just coming from a perspective of, I mean, I don't even know where she was coming from, but she did say at the end of that interview, she loves all people. But suffice to say, we don't want to get into the color issue, but it's going to be a fantastic fight. Savannah Marshall is a great fighter, a hellacious puncher for a female, something which Clarissa disputes because she's saying that she's knocking out bums with 1 week's notice.
Ton, listen to me. This is the female boxing equivalent to September of 1981. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy the Hitman Hearns. This is the female equivalent of that fight. If you look at how tall and rangy Savannah Marshall is, she can bang with both hands. She's got a very good jab and she has a monstrous right hand. Right? Clarissa Shields is a two-time Olympian. You know what I mean? She actually should be the darling of female boxing, but she's not. Right?
Is it because of her she just speaks her mind?
Yeah. Right? But what I can say is that the girl's got really good hands, really good skill, very good punch repertoire. Unfortunately for her, she don't bang like that though. You know what I mean? She don't bang like that. But she's got fantastic work rate and she knows how to gauge attacks. So she said, okay, well, it's my turn to attack now to impress the judges and come out and win the round. So this, as far as I'm concerned, is the closest thing that we have to Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns of September of 1981, which was at Caesar's Palace. This is the closest fight that we got to it. And for the female boxing. And I'm so happy that we're seeing female boxing, you know what I mean, at this high echelons right now. Because we've seen great fights. So, but this is going to be an absolute barn burner. I'm so looking forward to this fight, Tim. Seriously, I'm really looking forward to this fight. Simply because also, when we had Clarissa Shields on our show 2 years ago, when she came down. Let me big up Alvina Johnson because she brought her down to us and she drove down to Tundi's apartment and she stood on Tundi's balcony and Tundi was saying, yeah, over there's the O2. And she goes, yeah, man, one day I want to fight there. And then I said, yeah, man. Tundi goes like, dream it, believe it. And I jumped in and said, yeah, you have to become it. So just for her to get that fight there and her being over in the UK is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And I'm looking forward to that fight tonight. I'm so looking
Big,
forward to it.
did we big up Sandy Ryan on
Yeah,
Revenge
we
in
did.
Hell?
We did. We bigged up in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, big up
Congratulations.
Sandy Ryan because Clifton Mitchell phoned me to say, yeah, I should have phoned Clifton now just to hear him talk where he had to go talk on this thing. But
Gary, when you become some woman boxing specialist, Gary know about all the woman boxing. Michaela Myers fighting too.
he's a bloody pervert, Tundi.
What are you talking about? Spencer's guy don't want to get. That's when you know it's time to lock off because Spencer starts talking nonsense. Southwest
Southwest
Boxing.
Boxing, thank you so much for the 449. Was lucky to interview SM in Peter Fury's gym. In their relationship is unreal. I honestly think people are sleeping on SM, meaning Savannah Marshall's boxing ability. And no, nobody's not sleeping on her boxing ability because we know that that girl is serious. I remember Pete Madonna come to me, nah, seriously, I spar with, she can bang, Space, she can bang. Right?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
so
listen,
right,
power does
she
look
can
good.
really punch. She's a naturally gifted puncher. You don't really see knockouts like that in female boxing. I don't care who you're fighting. If you're fighting someone who's got 77 losses and 1 win, not since Ann Wolf have I seen a female boxer that claps out people like that. Haven't seen it.
Mm.
And Ann Wolf was a monster. Just remember that. Layla Ali conveniently ducked her. Let's just be real. Ann Wolf was serious.
Um, Ace 99X, we are seeing your comments. Sometimes we want to put them up, but I will say one of the comments. He said the speed of Shields will overcome Savannah. Well, you may
Yeah,
be right.
yeah,
You may be right.
listen, boy.
That's why we
We
want to
shall,
see
we
this
shall
fight.
see.
That's exactly why we want to see this fight because we know that. So, see, that's why man ain't putting up your things because you're just being disrespectful, and you're really moving in the direction. You know what, bro? You're blocked. You're blocked. You're coming here. You're blocked, fam. I'm on no long thing. The show wouldn't be the show without one blockage, and you're blocked.
Listen. End of the day, a fantastic fight and a fantastic way to end the show as well.
Oh, Jordan Thompson. Last night, he nearly got stopped. He's not ready for the likes of Riyad or Billam Smith at all.
You know what? Where's he from? Where is he from? Is he a Birmingham? You?
From Manchester. He's from
Manchester.
Manchester.
You?
Yeah, I
You know what I
know.
mean? He's
Yeah,
not. He's not bad. He's not bad. But the guy who's fighting was serious, though. You know, Tun. That guy was looking to clap him out.
yeah, and he boxed. I mean, he boxed great for the first 9 rounds.
How
I guess
tall is he? He looked tall though. He looked
very,
really tall. He looked
very
very
tall.
tall.
Got good skills, good jab, good long range jab, great uppercut, right uppercut. Just I feel because he's that tall, it's just they got to work on the inside game.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you know what? In the famous words of Baba Tunde Ajayi, the biggest room is a room for improvement.
absolutely.
So,
And
you know what? He's won. Would he win a IBF
yeah,
Intercontinental Championship? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he's gonna build off of that. You know, these guys get gas when they get any form of belt right now. So,
6'6", yes,
right, 6'6", that's ridiculous for a cruiserweight. That's very
yeah,
tall,
yeah.
right? So
Nice young man, nice young man.
yeah. So all he's got to do is just continue just working on stuff, and he's meant to be looking for these other guys who are rated above him. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing wrong with mindful ambition at all. You know what I mean? That's what the game needs.
Yeah, Miss Ringside, my marsh, you know, I'm not a no long thing. Any disrespect, straight blockage.
Straight blockage.
I had to think about it because he said something which it held credence, and then he just said something stupid. So I'm not even any tingle in the vibration of the frequency, you get blocked. But anyway, let's not go on. Half nine, great show,
Yep.
hour and a half. We held 400 people live with us on a Sunday. It's always great. Remember, we're in the UK. This ain't America. This ain't America. So, bro, the numbers that we're doing on a Sunday evening for us who really have a lot of work to do Monday to Saturday is great, and it's always great to have your support, your contributions, the positive energy. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you, Nebraska Osman, Don King Teeth the Bois. Bruh, Don King is a serious brother, you know. The man's 90 years old and he's still knocking, man. Bruh,
Listen, man, turn. This way, listen. Don King lives for the hustle. If Don King didn't bump him, man, he's dead in a dead long time.
Bro, so he's trying to say the bumping has kept him alive.
It's true. Listen, because he was. I'm telling you, that's how he rolls.
Wow,
That's how he rolls.
it's kind of bad though. I think that's very bad. You know,
It is bad, but look, they knew it. Listen, end of the day, Danny Dubois is WBA regular champion.
yeah. So
It come at a cost. That's it. It came at a cost. That was the cost. You know what I mean? Take that one because I know your next.
Mike Tyson almost did it. Don King is a general, bro. Don King, do not play with Don King because see Don King, he don't business, bro. He don't business about threats. He don't care about threats. He don't care. He don't care because he's 90. I want you to understand, he's 90 years old. 90. And he still has the wherewithal to bump, man.
Because if he don't bump man Tundi, he would have dead. I'm trying to tell you that now. Right? Is that gives us those he wakes up and say, well, what's the move today? You know what I mean?
Great result for the Arsenal. It's funny, I see bare Arsenal tops out today and yesterday. There was bare Arsenal tops out. Clap down. Vieira tried come back to the try put the thing in Crystal Palace. We're like, guess what, mate? Before we leave Arsenal, you're not Arsenal. Send him back down up the Crystal Palace. Send him back down to South London. Bro.
Yep.
Great performance from the Gunners yesterday, mate. 2-0, bam, owed that. I like that. KSI, we'll finish there. KSI was supposed to fight Alex Wasabi, I think. I think that's his name. I don't know these guys. It now has changed to Swarm. Swarm, I see a little Instagram thing. Swarm's like, bro, me and this brother KSI are not brethren. We done one tune together. One tune. I'm coming to Brock up, man. That's how Swarm is talking, you know. I'm coming to Brock up, man. Man ain't no joke thing. That's how he's talking. And I love that. It's all entertainment. It's a great replacement because I feel that Swarm or Swam. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I feel like he's more in it. Like, man, you know, he's like a young youth in it. So he can talk that smoke. And again, let's see if they can still jam out the O2 because I just don't know how these guys are doing it. They're not boxers. And they're getting more people through the door than boxing fights. Well, not the great boxing fights, but the majority.
But you know what? You know what? I ain't knocking no YouTubers who wanna box.
No way.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, do it. Make sure you get a good undercard on. Make sure you get a good undercard on and like the guys on the undercard who are professional fighters that they get paid well. I ain't knocking none of them kind of things. As soon as I call out real fighters. You know what I mean? And that's until they start calling out real fighters, and that's when I could have grabbed.
Sorry, so I just come to my mind space. Did you see the post that Hasim post with Jake Paul? He's a runner, he's a track.
Yeah. He did run though.
Fam, I thought he was running against Usain Bolt, bro. He tried dust out the ring. He tried dust out the ring. Oh my goodness. Hey, this boxing thing is comical, and the YouTube industry is making it. He's making boxing. It's making boxing
Well,
exciting.
I ain't knocking nobody who does what they're doing. Let them carry on doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? But on that note, Tony's gonna end in his famous words.
Yes, that means Spencer wants to go to bed, and you know
No,
what?
I want to go get something to eat. That's what I want to go
Yeah,
do.
but that's why you're sleeping because you ain't ate.
Yeah, for real.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us again on a Sunday evening. It has been great breaking bread with you, catching up, talking about the highlights of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, we end. Oh, yeah, Chrissy Blue says 876 Chrissy Blue. Please smash the like button because you're all here.
I'm not
And
busy about smashing the like button. Smash the subscribe button. That's
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm.
yeah. Smash that as well.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we end as we started by saying, dream it, believe it, but most of all, become it.
Come on down. See you guys in the week because we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a show in a week. Tundi don't have to, but I'm gonna do a show in a week. I'm gonna be speaking to. Hopefully, I can go grab a couple pro fighters. Maybe Errol Spence because talking to them 2 days ago. Maybe I'd like to hear Errol Spence's thoughts because of the talk of him and Terence Crawford, which is trying. We're not rightly sure when that's going to happen, but it seems like they're nearly Tundi getting this thing sorted out. So it'd be nice to try and grab him. But yeah, join me in a week. But
Big
I mean,
up, big up, big up our sister. She just bigged us up. Chanel Cali. I am Shiesty. She just bigging up the show, bro. Big up,
listen, let me tell you this. Hey, what Shiesty after big? She's a proper boxing fan, you know, Ton.
big up Shiesty. You know the set, bro. It's family right
Proper,
now.
proper boxing fan. She don't play. She's really on this thing, and I see her with Yard at the Grime Daily,
Yes, Kenzo.
party. Yeah, the summer party thing that they had, which looked
Bro,
really good.
Andy's moving like James Bond with open
Listen,
chest.
man, I thought that was Idris Elba coming to play stuff. Man,
And
look
was moving.
sharp.
I said, and what you going on with? You start showing chest and chain and bro, you're moving like some pimp brother.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's cool. It's really good that the UK got our own thing because everybody runs out for this for the Jay Z thing that he does out there. So it's nice that we're showing like we're props in our UK artists and also uh, our UK celebrities that we have. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? From that era. Really nice picture of seeing like you know what I mean, my little nephew and my two brothers, like seeing Kano, Lethal B, and Anthony Yard together in that picture. You know what I mean? And Tundi knows the reason why. You know what I mean? Because they were the first three men to send condolences to me when they heard that my mom passed. So to see, you know what I mean, that kind of touched me. But, you know, yeah, big up Shiesty. I really like the sister, you know, really nice young lady, man.
yes. And I mean, it's just great that we can come as a and just really represent and respect UK talent. You know,
Yeah.
the days when man has to be running to big up these young man there. You know me, I've always been a man like, bro, I'm not even busy about these American man there. I've always been like that. From day one, I've always wanted to promote, big up, and showcase the talent that we have here before we go and big up these other man. Because these other man ain't bigging us up. They're not bigging us up. And if, they,
Bruv.
and if we get big up, they want us to go over there. And I'm like, fam, what
Okay.
you there for?
Okay. Come on,
Just
let's
stay here.
recognize.
So it was great to see Daniel Kaluli, so much Kano, so many
Come on, man.
entertainers
Come on,
that
man.
open
Pound Sterling, all of them man there. You know what I mean? Gigs.
all of them gigs.
Nice. You know what I mean? Because what people are, see, like on mainstream now, these youths are celebrities, but these youths are like the youths who we've known for years. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So it's just nice. It's really nice. I remember who was it? Daniel Kalule was in a play called Sucker Punch. And Sucker Punch was, I think, Errol Christie trained him, the late great Errol Christie. Errol Christie trained him for that. And he was in the play with another brother.
no
Huh?
Christine dead.
Of course Errol Christie died. Errol Christie died about 7 years ago, Tim.
To Wrigley's.
Yeah, Errol Christie died of cancer 7 years ago.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, Errol Christie trained him for that. And so, you know what, that was to see how far he's gone. I mean, it's a really good play. It's a play that's set in the 80s about two opposing sides of boxers. It was really good. Yeah, I mean, one was kind of like a Frank Bruno-ish kind of guy. The other guy was like a Lloyd Hannigan kind of guy. It was a really, really good play. So to see how far he's gone, it's like, yeah, salute.
I'm not going to read that brother's comment because this brother's been chatting nonsense the whole show. We ain't put up his comments once. But yeah, big up the UK. You know this set. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up finally because Spencer's food is getting cold. He wants to eat, and he just, listen. We're all gonna see each other. Gigs went my Mastery's primary school. Come on, Gigs
Come
is
on.
and sis. Um, well, we're proud of all these guys. We're proud of all these guys, and they just need to continue to represent and show the youngsters from certain demographics and
Come
certain
on. It's all possible, man. It's
that
all
anything's
possible.
possible. You focus, you put your mind to something, you stay on the journey. You don't look left, you don't look right, you don't look behind, you just go forward. And you can do it, you can get there, I'm gonna be eternally grateful to these young people and the older guys and girls that are giving us an example, giving us a target. Because things, it's like I always used to say to you, Spencer, the thing that used to get me mad is I used to be sitting in the barbershop and hearing the same nonsense week in, week out. There's always a Malcolm X in the barbershop. And I'm like, fam, show me the thing. Don't talk to me. Show me. Show me the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Nobody's going to come talking the same nonsense every week. And now we're seeing these artists that we grew up with, went to our same primary schools, showing us that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And long may it continue. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end again.
Sorry, I will be remiss. It's the 60th year anniversary of Jamaica's independence from colonial Britain.
But you're still
So,
rude in the food shop. Bro, you people are too rude in the food shop, bro. I'm going in there about Jamaican independence. You need some manners in the food shop. I'm going into the food shop. I what you want. I what you want. Leave me what, bro. Bro, I don't even want the food again. That's what I said to the brother the other day. I said, fam, I don't even want the food again. You come with a rough attitude about what you want. I want some bloody manners, mate. That's what I want. I might as well go and get some fish and chips.
now you know what? I'm gonna tell you straight.
Sorry.
When I used to go to, I can't even say West Indian. When I went into a Jamaican restaurant, when I was outside I'm practicing my yardie before I walk in.
Fam, I'm like, bro, I come in a place, away you want. Oh, bro, I walk in a shop, some screw face business. I'm like, hold on, have I done something wrong or what? Bro, yeah, what you want? Yeah. How much is that? £3. No. What? How much is that? £3. Not free, tree. £3. I'm like, you know what, love? I'm going down the road to get some fish and chips. Stuff it. Swear. I've gone into one again. You know me. It's all jokes. It's all love. But happy Jamaican 60th independence. Yeah, a lot of my Jamaican friends were sending me the thing.
Yeah, for real. I mean, but yeah, I'm bouncing, bro. I'm gonna eat some food to later.
Fish and chips. Eat some fish and chips.
I am a bit of fish and chips, mate.
All right, let's do it one more time properly. Dream it, believe it, become it.
Come on down. Peace, two fingers. We out.
We out.